Chapter 2, Rational Functions in GenMath ulit. So, rational function. What is a rational function? A rational function is any function which can be written as the ratio of two polynomial functions, where the polynomial in the denominator is not equal to 0. So, bakit hindi dapat maging 0? So, ito ang formula. f of x is equals to p of x over q of x. So, meron tayong example dito f of x is equals to x plus 5 over x plus 6. So, bakit hindi pwede maging 0 denominator? So, sige, mag-plug in tayo ng negative 6 para mag-0 denominator. Malalaman natin kung bakit. So, f of negative 6 is equals to negative 6 plus 5 over negative 6 plus 6. Magiging f of negative 6 is equals to negative 1 and 0. So, pagka naging 0 yung denominator natin, which means magiging undefined yung equation. So, ibig sabihin, hindi na siya function. Kaya hindi pwede mag-equal to 0 yung denominator. So, determining a rational function. So, meron tayo ditong example. So, first example, f of x is equals to x plus 5 over x plus 6. So, rational function ba siya? Yes, kasi both polynomial. So, f of x is equals to square root of x over x minus 5. Rational function ba siya? Meron siyang radical, so no. Yung mga rational function, wala silang radicals. So, eto naman, f of x is equals to x plus 2 over x raised to 2/3 minus 5. So, meron siyang fraction or negative sa exponent. So, pagka yung isang function, merong fraction na negative sa exponent, hindi siya rational function. So, eto naman, x squared minus 3x plus 5 over x plus 8. Pareha silang polynomial. So, this is a rational function. So, using tables. So, meron tayo ditong problem na given. Kung gusto nyo sagutan, sagutan nyo, feel free to pause the video. So, what is the runner's speed when the time it takes him to reach the end is 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20 seconds, considering the track is 100 meters long. So, ito yung formula natin speed, di ba? Speed is equals to distance over time. So, gagawin natin siyang function. F of t is equals to 100 meters over time. So, ito yung table natin. So, ilagay natin sa taas yung mga ipa-plug in natin. So, i-plug in natin tong 10. 10, magiging ano siya, f of 10 is equals to 100 meters over 10. So, 100 divided by 10. 10, parang ganoon lang din to sa iba. So, 12, 100 divided by 12, 8.3. 100 divided by 14, 7.1. 100 divided by 16, 6.3. 100 divided by 18, 5.6, and so on and so forth. So, next, rational equations and inequalities. So, determining a rational equation. Meron tayo ditong definition. So, a rational equation is an equation with rational functions and consisting of an equal sign. May equal dapat. So, ito yung example natin. 25 over x minus 9 over 4x equals 1 over 5. And 2 plus x over x minus 1 equals 8. So, ito yung pinagkaiba nila. Ito may equals. Yung rational equation, lagi siyang may equal sign. So, yan yung clue. So, dito naman tayo sa rational inequality. Rational inequality is an equation with rational functions and consisting of any sign other than equal. By this, I mean less than, greater than, less than equal, and greater than equal. So, meron tayo dito example ng mga rational inequality. So, 5 over x minus 3 is less than equal to 1 over 5. And 2x is greater than 7 over x plus 4. So, pare silang walang equal. Meron silang inequality, kaya naging rational inequalities. So, meron tayo ditong mga example kung gusto nyo sagutan nyo. So, x minus 2x over x minus 2 is greater than x minus 2x over x minus 2. So, paano ba nating malalaman kung ito ay rational equation or rational inequality? So, kita nyo, hindi siya naka-equal, siya ay greater than. So, therefore, this is a rational inequality. Another example, feel free to pause the video kung gusto nyo sagutan. So, x is greater than square root of x plus 2. So, ito ba ay rational equation or rational inequality? So, hindi siya function at the first place kasi meron siyang radicals at hindi naman siya rational function kasi wala siyang denominator. So, this is not a function. Another example, f of x is equals to 6 minus x plus 3 over x minus 3. So, meron siyang equal, therefore this is a rational equation. So, another example, 3 over x is less than 4 over x plus 9x. Wala siyang equal pero meron siyang less than. So, ito ay rational inequality. So, graphing rational function. Paano ba mag-graph ng rational function? The graph of the function is the set of all points x, y in the plane that satisfies the equation. So, example, y equals 1 over x. So, ang ating vertical asymptote pagka sa ganitong given ay ang x ay 0 at ang horizontal asymptote naman natin ay 0. So, paano natin nalaman na 0 yung horizontal asymptote? Kasi ang equation natin ay bottom heavy, which means meron siyang x sa baba pero walang x sa taas. Kung may mga instances naman na pares may x pero kung mas mataas yung exponent ng x sa baba, ibig sabihin bottom heavy pa rin siya. Kung saan mas mataas yung exponent. So dito may x sa baba, bottom heavy siya, which means horizontal asymptote natin ay 0. So paano natin malalaman yung domain saka yung range? So iiwasan lang natin lagi ito yung 0. Paano natin iiwasan? So negative infinity to 0, union 0 to infinity. Ibig sabihin, lahat ng number pwede maging domain saka range, maliban na lang sa 0. Kaya yung 0 yung nakalagay dito. So, paano ba itsura niya sa graph? Pagka y equals 1 over x, ganito yung itsura niya. So, andito siya. At meron din dito. Tandaan nyo, yung mga point na yan, papasa sila sa vertical line test kasi itong point na to, hindi siya tatama sa point dito. Kahit gaano kahaba. So, next. Y equals 1 over x squared. So, ito, bottom heavy pa rin siya. Kaya yung horizontal asymptote natin is 0 pa din. So, yung vertical asymptote natin is 0. Yung horizontal asymptote is 0 din. So, yung range and domain natin is iiwasan lang din yung 0. Pero bakit yung range natin wala siyang negative? Kasi yung x merong squared. Alam natin lahat ng number na i-square eh hindi nagiging negative. So ipapaliwanag ko sa inyo Ito yung graph. So yung ating graph is ganito yung itsura niya. Yung 1 over x squared magiging, kunin ko lang yung pen. Dito siya. Pero, di ba yung isa dito, sa halip na dito siya mapupunta kasi squared siya, positive, magiging positive siya. So, ganyan yung itsura niya. Meron bang line sa negative ng y? Wala. Kaya yung negative ng y natin is hindi kasama. Kaya ang range natin is 0 to infinity lang. Wala tayong negative infinity. So, next. Another example. F of x is equals to 1 over x minus 1. Kung gusto nyo sagutan, i-pause nyo lang yung video. So, kukunin muna natin yung denominator. So, x minus 1 should not be equal to 0. Di ba nga dapat hindi siya mag-0? So, ito yung gagawin natin. Kinuha lang natin itong x minus 1. Kinuha natin yung x minus 1. Tapos, inan-equal natin siya sa 0. So, ililipat natin negative 1. Magiging 1. So, x should not be equal to 1. So, ang ating vertical asymptote ay x equals 1. Ang ating horizontal asymptote naman is y equals 0. But 0 kasi heavy pa rin yung nasa baba niya. Bottom heavy pa rin siya kasi itong denominator lang yung may x. Tapos yung taas natin is wala. So, ito yung graph natin. So, paano natin susulat yung x equals 1? So, yung vertical asymptote natin is nasa 1, which means dito. At yung ating horizontal asymptote is nasa 0. So, dito pa rin siya. Maglagay tayo dito. Ano naman yung kanyang domain saka yung range? So, gaya ng sabi kanina, iiwasan lang natin yung andito. So, sa halip na 0 yung nakalagay dito, magiging 1. So, yung domain natin is negative infinity to 1 union 1 to infinity. Iniwasan natin yung 1. Iniwasan natin tong line na to. Ibig sabihin, pwede natin kunin lahat ng numbers sa gawin ng left ng red, saka sa right ng red, maliban dito sa point ng 1. So, ganun din sa range. So, negative infinity to 0, tapos 0 to infinity. Maglagay tayo ng table dito, ipa-plot natin yung mga points. So, dito pwede ka mag-plug in ng kahit anong value. Pero sa ngayon, ang ipa-plug in natin ay yung mas madali. So, yung 1 point after nung red line. So, ito yung red is 1. So, 1 plus 1 is 2. Tapos, kukunin din natin yung 3. Saka natin kukunin yung 1.5. Saka yung 1.25. Para ma-plot lang natin yung kanyang graph. Pero, in real life, kahit ano, pwede nyo i-plug in dito sa x. Sige, pa-plug in natin yung 2. So, 2 minus 1 is 1. So, 1 over 1 is 1. So, ang y natin is 1. So, next is 3. 3 minus 1 is 2. So, 1 over 2 is equals to 0.5. And 1.5 minus 1 is 0.5. So, 1 divided by 0.5 is equals to 2. So, ang next naman is 1.25, which is ito. So, 1.25 minus 1 is 0.25. And 1 divided by 0.25 is equals to 4. So, ito naman tayo sa kabila naman, sa may gawing baba. So, kukunin natin dito, parang ganoon din sa kabila. 0, negative 1, 0.75, saka 0.5. So, kunin natin 0. 0 minus 1 is negative 1. So, 1 divided by negative 1 is negative 1. So, next is negative 1. Negative 1 minus 1 is negative 2. 1 divided by negative 2 is negative 0.5. So, ang next natin is 0.5, which is ito. 0.5 minus 1 is negative 0.5. So, 1 divided by negative 0.5 is equals to negative 2. Gamitin nyo na lang yung calculator kasi hindi naman bawal. So, 0.75 minus 1 is negative 0.25. And 1 divided by 0.25 is equals to, by negative 0.25 is equals to negative 4. So, paano natin yun? Meron na tayong mga set ng x and y value. So, paano natin yun ilalagay? So, unahin natin yung 2, 1. So, 2 yung x, which is dito. Tapos, yung y niya is 1, which is dito. Tapos yung 3, saka 0.5. So, sa 3, saka sa 0.5, which means dito. So, 1.5, saka 2, which means dito. Tapos yung 1.25 dito, saka sa 4, dito siya. So, may nabubuo tayo ditong parang line na pa-curve. Parang ganun sa kanina. Pero mas accurate yung presentation natin ngayon kasi meron tayong mga points. So, sa kabila naman, 0, negative 1, which is dito. And negative 1, at 0, negative 0.5 dito. So, 5.5 dito at negative 2 dito. So, 0.75 dito at negative 4 dito. So, tatandaan nyo, magmi-mirror lang sila kasi magkamukha yan yung dalawa na yan. So, paano yung itsura niya? So, i-drawing natin kung paano itsura. Ganto ang kanyang itsura. Parang ganun lang din sa kanina pero mas accurate to kasi meron tayong points. So, yan. Yan yung itsura niya. So, another example. Kung gusto nyo sagutan, i-pause yung video. Sagutan nyo na ngayon. So, eto naman, kukunin ulit natin yung denominator. So, x plus 2 is not equal to 0. Lilipat natin. X is not equals to negative 2. So, ang ating vertical asymptote is negative 2. At pag gaganto, bottom heavy siya, ang ating horizontal asymptote is 0. Kaso, meron siyang minus 3. So, 0 minus 3, eto, magiging negative 3. So, ang ating horizontal asymptote ay y equals negative 3. So, ito yung ating graph, ang ating x negative 2 ay dito, at ang ating y negative 3 ay dito. So ngayon, ito ang kanilang domain. Iiwasan lang din natin ulit yung negative 2 sa kay negative 3. So ang domain niya is, so yung domain nga pala nagko-correspond siya sa x at yung range naman is sa y. So domain is negative infinity to 2, union negative 2 to infinity. At ang ating namang range is negative infinity to 3, union negative infinity, union negative 3 to infinity. So gawa ulit tayo ng table, xy, xy. So ipa-plugin lang ulit natin yung negative 1, 0, negative 1.5, and negative 0.75. So negative 1, ilalagay natin negative 1 sa x. So negative 1 plus 2 is positive 1, and 1 over 1 is 1, and 1 minus 3 is negative 2. So isa pa, negative 1.5, ilalagay natin siya sa x. So negative 1.5 plus 2 is 0.5, and 1 divided by 0.5 is 2. 2 minus 3 is negative 1. So isa pa, 0, 0 plus 2 is 2. 1 half is 0.5. So 0.5 minus 3 is negative 2.5. So ang atin namang susunod is negative 1.75. So negative 1.75 plus 2 is 0.25. So 1 divided by 0.25 is equals to 4, and 4 minus 3 is equals to 1. So tapos na yung isa natin. So dito naman tayo sa kabila. So ang kukunin natin is negative 3, negative 4, negative 2.5, at negative 2.25. So negative 3, ipa-plug in lang natin siya dito. Parang ganoon sa kanina. So negative 3 plus 2, negative 3 plus 2 is negative 1, and 1 over negative 1 is negative 1 minus 3 is negative 4. So ito naman, negative 2.5. So magiging 1 divided by negative 2.5 plus 2 minus 3 is equals to negative 5. So ang next natin is negative 2.25. So ipa-plug in natin siya dito sa ating function. So 1 over negative 2.25 plus 2 minus 3 is equals to negative 7. At ang isa naman ay last is negative 4. Negative 4. So ipa-plug in natin siya dito. So 1 over negative 4 plus 2 minus 3 is equals to negative 3.5. So i-graph natin siya ganun sa kanina. So negative 1 and negative 2, saan ba yun? So negative 1 sa x and negative 2. Dito siya. Negative 1.5 at negative 1. So negative 1.5 at negative 1 dito. 0 at negative 2.5 dito siya. Negative 1.75 dito at 1 is dito siya. Dito pala siya, so 1. So yung atin naman so ito naman negative 3 at negative 4. So negative 3, negative 4 dito siya. Negative 2.5 minus 5. So, dito siya. At negative 2.25 minus 7, dito siya. Negative 2.5 and minus 5 pala yun. So, sorry. So, ang ating negative 2.25 minus 7 is dito. At ang ating namang negative 4 at negative 3.5 is dito. So, kung magdo-drawing tayo, ganito lang din yung itsura niya. Ayan. May line. Tapos, ito naman sa kabila is ganun din. So, tatandaan nyo lagi siyang magmi-mirror, laging magkamuka. So, dito hindi lang nag-mirror kasi wala sa gitna yung graph natin, pero magtutuloy-tuloy siya dito. Infinite yan. Pero lagi nyo lang tatandaan yung kanyang taas na value kahit saan pa umabot yan, pa dito. Kahit saan umabot, hindi sila magtatagpo. Kasi may aabot at aabot na undefined dito sa gitna. So, yun lang. Thanks for watching. Thank you.